The Intergenerational Music Group is a weekly group that runs across the Freemasons' homes, and it involves children and families from the local communities visiting the nursing homes for a musical play group with the residents. And it came about, it started up in 2011, and I'd been working as a music therapist for the Freemasons for a while, and I'd noticed this really special and interesting and really positive effect that children had on the residents when they would come to visit their relatives. And it was interesting, really fascinating to see residents just light up and in some cases really transform when they would see children, let alone if they were to interact with the children and play with the children. So I really became fascinated by this interesting relationship and experience, and I did some research and was really interested to look at ways that I could incorporate this intergenerational spark into a community program that would benefit the residents and provide opportunities for them to have connections with young children and families from the local community, and also to look at enhancing the existing sense of community at the facilities and to try and create a nice family feel in as natural a way as possible and in a fun and mutually beneficial way for the residents and for the community. So as a music therapist, I understood how I could use music to really enhance this and really help to support and encourage positive interactions between young and old. And the music that is used in the program is predominantly familiar children's music, so the classic old children's songs, the nursery rhymes that are familiar to all participants. And there's a real containment and security and safety in familiar music, and this is really important, and I think particularly for many of the residents who experience varying degrees of confusion in their lives. So residents who might experience short-term memory loss and longer-term memory loss are still able to hold on to earliest memories, which are amongst those the strongest and most lasting memories that they have and that we will all have. So music from early life is well ingrained in all of our memories, and it really carries with it a full range of well integrated associations and emotions and memories, and satisfying experiences with it are immediate and often automatic, and they don't require complex cognitive processes for successful experiences. So residents who might have difficulty organising their thoughts or forming sentences or even words are often able to sing complete songs. They might sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star from start to finish, or The Grand Old Duke of York, and this is automatic and really brings about a sense of control and confidence and satisfaction as a result. The group promotes social inclusion for the residents through play with children and positive engagement with members of the community, and it also promotes a sense of community across the age spectrum, which I think is really important and is something that can be missing in similar settings, residential care facilities, and yet it is such an important part of life, and that is considering that we're such social beings. Also, we did a formal evaluation of the program last year, and we looked at resident responses during the group compared to before and after the group, and the results showed what we expected to see, because we see it in groups every day, was just really increased levels of positive engagement and positive emotions during the group. Residents were seen to interact positively with others, including the children and family members and fellow residents and staff members, and also to really visibly have positive emotions around those experiences. A lot of smiling and laughing, verbalising more, singing and playing instruments, and really being enthusiastic with their engagement with activities and participation in groups. And we also saw that there was increased verbalising and reminiscing. Residents enjoyed reminiscing about their own experiences of family, of childhood and parenthood and grandparenthood and great-grandparenthood, as it were. One of the interesting findings in the study was that there was a lasting effect of these positive experiences that lasted beyond the group, which was really interesting and surprising, and I think quite significant, considering that all of the residents who were involved in the study had diagnoses of dementia, and with that had really profound and pervasive short-term memory loss. So residents from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds can also benefit from this group because it doesn't rely on verbal means of communication, because it really focuses on music and play with the children. So often what happens when someone grows up speaking a certain language and they come to, say, Australia, and they may or may not acquire English language skills, is that later on in their later years, and certainly in stages of dementia, they will lose that and revert back to their mother tongue. So this can be really challenging for those people who have difficulty communicating with others and expressing their wants and their needs, and it can be quite isolating for them as well. So the group provides a nice opportunity for them to feel included and for them to be able to participate. And in fact, many of the children are non-verbal themselves, so they're on a similar level there. And most of the really beautiful interactions do happen through music and play, and through gestures and exchanges and games and interactions on completely non-verbal levels. And just finally, the group also benefits children and families who attend, and I think in turn this benefits the residents. So the group also benefits children and families who attend from the community, and I think in turn this benefits the residents. These days children tend to have far less involvement with older adult relatives compared to in days gone by, and this is due to a number of different reasons, such as extended families living great distances apart. And I know that this is certainly the case for me and my family. My immediate family is spread across the country and across the world, and this is really limiting, and it diminishes opportunities for those traditional grandparent-grandchild relationships to develop and be nurtured over the years, and for children to learn from older adults. So the group gives children exposure to older adults and opportunities to have positive experiences with older adults and members of their community. And it's nice to see the children develop really lovely relationships with the residents, and to learn over time, or quite quickly, that things such as age and disability and walking frames and wheelchairs and oxygen tanks are normal parts of life, rather than things that are different and threatening. And I think that the residents also really enjoy taking on a slightly different role when the children visit, and so taking on roles of the carer or the parent or grandparent, and teaching the children and imparting their wisdom, and really feeling like they might be playing a role in contributing to the growth and development of the children. And certainly we have regular families who come week after week, and the residents do see them grow, they do see them develop, they do see them go from crawling to walking and from babbling to talking. And it's really lovely to see, and really fascinating to see how much the residents do remember and how much they really do cherish that connection they have with the children and with the community. And this is something that I think we all need, and it's not just confined to settings like this. It's something that we all need to have maintenance of over our lives, and at least to have access to.